Hey, what's up? I'm Frank Bello.
And I'm Charlie.
And I'm Scott, and we are Anthrax, and you are watching
Loudwire.
You guys were on the last U.S. tour with Motorhead. Can you talk a little bit about what that tour was like?
It was great. It was like any other tour.
We've done a lot of Motorhead tours.
Yeah.
We've been on tour with them a lot. It's just hard because, we also know we're very close with their crew. And nobody knew that it was coming so soon like that. Mm-hmm. And it hit everybody really hard. There's no replacing Lemmy, man.
The strange thing, it's very strange that Phil, the old Filthy Animal Taylor, passed just,
Like a month or two before.
a month prior to that. And that was heavy, and I wonder if that had any effect on Lemmy, you know what I mean?
I was told he took it really hard.
Yeah.
Did he?
It was really, really hard.
It was really sad, and again, he's like this guy who's a living legend, and it's just sad to see him go.
Yeah, if anything, it's weird. I actually thought he was on the upswing because this last European tour they just finished in December, he played every show. They didn't have to cancel anything. Mm-hmm. Phil got sick, but Lemmy played every gig, and something. Well, this is great. He just did 6 weeks, played every show. That's awesome. And then we saw him. Charlie and I were at his birthday party in L.A., and I saw him there, and I was like, oh, he doesn't look so good. But he had also just flown in from the last show. So he flown in from Germany the night before, and it's 20 hours later, and he's at the whiskey, and I figured he's tired, he's jet lagged, he's been in Europe for 6 weeks. So I didn't know. Nobody knew. Right. Nobody knew. I found out literally about 20 minutes before he passed when they said the announcement was coming out that he was terminal the next day. And in the midst of an email conversation back and forth, because we have the same management, in the midst of the email back and forth with our manager, Todd got the phone call that Lemmy passed, and wrote me. They just called me. He passed 2 minutes ago. I was just stunned. I couldn't even. Couldn't do anything. I told my wife, and we cried, and we poured 2 glasses of Jamesons and cheered, and then that was it. And then I was just you know what? You can't help but be sad, but at the same time, that dude doesn't want tears from anybody. He lived his life exactly how he wanted to, and if anything, it should people should be celebrating that. So that's what we did from that point forward.
It seems like everybody's done that too. It's just been one giant celebration, tributes pouring out, and it seems like exactly the way that he wanted everything.
It should be. I mean, the guy, he stayed on the road, and I love that about Lemmy. He wanted to finish that tour. How great is that? He wanted to finish out like that, and good for him, and he'll never be forgotten.
We were just doing another interview, and I was reminded of a story of Scott and I were flying from London to Sweden to play Sweden Rock, and Lemmy was on the same flight as us. So when we landed, there was a van to take us down to the venue, which was about a 2-hour drive. And we stopped at a truck stop on the way, and we got, some healthy snacks.
Bottle of water.
Lemmy got a carton of cigarettes. What did he get?
A fifth Jim Beam.
A bottle of Coke.
3 Hustler Mags.
And then we got in the van, and he
That's so good.
dumped out most of the Coke and filled the bottle with Jim Beam. And at the end of the trip, the bottle was gone. Cigarettes were almost gone, smoked, and we just looked at each other like, and it's great. And the funny thing about this is people joke about, oh yeah, this is my idol. We go out drinking, we're crazy, but we were in a van with Lemmy and we saw this happen. It's that's the dude.
That's rock and roll.
That's breakfast.
That's rock and roll. It's so awesome.
So I'll never forget that.
Yeah, just another day at the office for him.
Great.